My name is John Jennings, and I know that you've already seen this incredible display profile of these buildings that take us back to an earlier time, a more peaceful time in some cases, and others not quite so peaceful. But this is the Old West, and this is the old ghost towns of America, where technology meets antiquity. The interesting thing about what we have here is I have a background that goes back to a fellow who was having a garage sale, and he had some buildings that are nothing like the ones you're seeing here today. But I had a vision, and we made it work and worked in that business for about 10 years, showing the little town of Amboy and the early Fort Vancouver display all over the state of Oregon and Washington. What we have now is we have an opportunity with the work from a man named Paul, who you'll soon meet, that actually carried that to another level that is almost breathtaking to see the amount of work and effort that he's put into creating this. And much the same as Sid Moore, he didn't really see where this would go, but as it is, it's a museum quality project, and we have an exhibition we're putting together, and we're using technology, and we're using all these wonderful buildings and towns and a variety of things such as mills and showing the way the buildings were made and the furnishings that are in them. And Paul has actually made all of this with his own hands, and I believe that in time all of this will wind up in a museum somewhere. But in between now and then, which is hopefully quite a few years away, there's an opportunity here to show these in the malls and give an opportunity for schools to bring their classes in. It's very educational. It's a very rewarding thing to be able to see, and the buildings are lit up. And then for the kids, we've got the ghost town elements. So we're going to use tap plastics, and we're going to use a variety of places to create this effect of ghost in the buildings. We're going to have Q&Rs, which is a quick response, so that people can actually pull out their phone just like they would in a museum, and they can bring up people talking to them in each building. So it kind of immerses them in the opportunity to be able to experience all of this. This is the first one of its kind, other than the one that I did years ago, but there's absolutely no comparison. This is probably going to be one of the most incredible shows you've ever seen. And so we're going to go and we're going to take a look around, and I'm going to introduce you to Paul. Okay, well, I told you I was going to introduce you to Paul, but first, before that happens, I would like you to understand that we have other people that are working on this project. There is Sandy and Anna, and there is, in California, we have a team waiting, and it's Ray and his brother Shane and their father, who are going to actually work the Bay Area for us and put two of our exhibitions down there with the large trucks with the wraparounds, probably GMCs, I'm thinking. So we're going to have a whole network of people working with us. And then we also have Tap Plastics in Portland that's going to help with some of the special effects items for the buildings. Now, without further delay, I would like to introduce you to Paul, who is the one who actually produced all of these buildings and produced this exhibition. Paul, why don't you just tell the folks out there how you do this?
I started years ago, and it's a nature of love. Stuff gets in your blood, and never lose it. And as a young child, I was always asking my parents about the Old West and the different old times with the West and that, and always kind of wanted to build a little Western town. So over the years, once I got going on it, it just kind of evolved. And I'm sad to say I have more patience with the buildings than I did with my children.
Well, maybe you can show me some of the buildings and kind of clue me into some of the reasons why you built it and what those buildings mean.
Well, things are all piled up here. These are parts of the sawmill. This is your basic old Western barn here. This is a cookhouse and for the timber camp. We have some Chinese buildings up here. They're part of Chinatown. They had so much to do with building the Old West. This is a railroad depot here. Church. This building is my favorite. There's no sign on the front because I didn't feel it'd be right to put it on there. Just, it's too beautiful, and it's the corporate office of the mining company.
Well, you've had an opportunity to meet Paul, and he's a pretty amazing fellow. He's really a master craftsman in his own right. And Paul, thank you so much for taking everyone on that great journey.
You're more than welcome.
It was wonderful.
Thank you very much.
And you know what? We certainly hope that you go on that journey with us as well. Thank you so much for your time.